What's good, y'all? It's Drew here, back with another video. Today we got another special guest, so why don't you introduce yourself, bro?
Hey everyone, what's up? It's Mikey from mikeyuubi, and glad to be here.
Yes, sir. We've been talking about this for a minute. I think it's been almost like a month or two.
Yeah.
Now you had that big video that I remember you had that big video you were trying to put out. So obviously check that out if you haven't already, to everyone. But people have been asking for Naruto content for a while, and it's funny because like I definitely started out doing Naruto content, but I was like, yeah, it's been a minute since my last Naruto video, so I mean we might as well do it. I was like, you know, what better person than mikeyuubi? Or I mean, did I already mess it up?
No, it's fine. Yeah, mikeyuubi. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, better that. Because that threw me off. Like even when I was typing, I was always typing it wrong. But today we're gonna be ranking the Naruto arcs, and obviously, if you like this video, we'll probably get to a Naruto Shippuden like ranking of the arcs, but that'll be another day.
Yeah.
Today we're just gonna be ranking the Naruto arcs. So like, what arc do you like the best?
I'd say probably Sasuke Retrieval. It's probably the strongest arc. I'd say. Yeah.
I like that because I feel like, not saying the most casual fans, but I feel like a lot of people just Chūnin Exams. Like, that's like,
oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People just gonna jump to that, and they're gonna jump to the Rock Lee Gara thing, and it's like I mess with that fight too, but it's like,
no, yeah.
you rewatch Naruto.
A lot of people like love the Chūnin Exams. I think it's a bit too overhyped. We'll get to it when we get there, but like, you know, I love Sasuke Retrieval arc the most.
Yeah, but I mean, we gonna start off fresh. So we gonna start off the Land of Waves. First arc, you know, that's Mr. Zabuza, Mr. Haku. You didn't know as well.
Cause I'm trying to think on like, a lot of people consider like the Land of Waves to be like one of the best arcs to like start off a shonen series.
Yeah,
and like I think it's really great, and I understand why people say that. There is like a few issues that like stops it from being like a 10 for me, and I think like, yeah, like I think the Land of Waves, like it starts off strong. I think the middle bit can be a bit iffy at times. Like I think the tree climbing stuff is like great stuff. But,
yeah, that was actually fun training.
Yeah, but then it does get a tiny bit slow after that. But then like it ends like super strong. Like that final moments of like Zabuza on the bridge, like knifing everyone down with a kunai in his mouth was like so memorable to me. Yeah.
I like remembering Naruto arcs. I low-key want to say the Land of Waves is probably one of the weaker arcs that I've not weaker. I'm saying like it's what I remember the least.
No,
so obviously you remember that Zabuza stuff. Naruto going crazy with Kurama the first time, that's insane. Sasuke getting the Sharingan, that's insane. Kakashi copying Zabuza, you know what I'm saying? Those are like big moments.
Yeah.
But, like just thinking about the entire arc, like even that kid,
Inari, I think that's his name.
Yeah, did not remember her bro's name. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just a lot of like.
It is a very short arc as well compared to like everything afterwards as well. So.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Where it's like it's definitely I think it's definitely a shorter arc. I want to say it's one of the weaker arcs in Naruto, but that's just because Naruto arcs are kind of insane.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I might give it like, I feel like it might be like a 7.5.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that as well. Like either a 7,
exactly.
Like maybe an 8 a bit, but like,
yeah, if you push it, yeah.
The thing is as well, what I'm also thinking about as well, because like we're thinking mostly on like content as well, but I'm also thinking about like, because I love animation and stuff like that. I'm an animation freak and stuff, and I think like early Naruto, it was a bit iffy at times when it came to the animation, but like,
yeah,
like I said, when it came like later on to like the finale, like they don't mess up on that.
No, I would always say Naruto had borderline, like it was good, you know, it was good to great animation.
Yeah.
But like I'd say it really started to get kind of insane in the Chunin Exams. You know what I'm saying? You see the Rock League. We gonna get to Chunin Exams. We gonna get to it when we get to it. But like that's when it goes kind of nutty. Whereas early, like Naruto, even the character model, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like when he saves Iruka, I guess when Iruka saves him, it's like, like I'm not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of, even Kurama. When you look at early Kurama, like I think like you see like Kurama like destroying this Konoha. He even looks weird. Like it's just not my cup of tea, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
As a starting shonen arc, it definitely grabbed your attention because you have I think they fight Zabuza within the first 20 episodes. That's kind of nutty. Yeah, that's 7. I'm staying on that 7. That's what I heard.
I think it is a great arc because like it also sets up like the principle of like, you know, shinobis being used as tools with like Zabuza and Haku. And then, you know, Naruto, that's how he develops like his ninja way and stuff like that. Exactly, he starts to grow up a bit more.
Like a lot of important stuff for this future. Like Naruto's talked on Jutsu. This is the origin. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids don't know about this. This is when he started to make villains become good guys.
Yeah. I'll stick with a 7 as well. I think a 7's a safe bet.
All right. So we were talking about this before the video, because the Chunin Exams, you can kind of throw it all into the Chunin Exams. the same time, you can kind of break it. You can throw into more sub genres. Basically, the written exam, force of death, and then the one-on-one. I guess one-on-one tournament, whatever you want to call it. So we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I mean, it's time. The Chunin exams. I feel like when you talk about Part 1 Naruto, if you ask even casual fans, like, what do you like about Part 1 Naruto? Chunin exams gonna come up. Rock Lee versus Gar is gonna come up. Like, those are the two things where it's like, yeah, that's it. I was talking with my brother about this a while ago. Like, the Chunin exams, I'm not saying it's overrated. Like, when people look at the Chunin exams, they really look at only that last, the one-on-one stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
Like, people forget. The Force of Death was good. Don't get me wrong, but they were definitely, the Force of Death was not like 10 out of 10 gas. Like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The written exam was kind of mid. It was a cool, creative idea, I think, but it was like overall, like, no, I don't really care about a written exam when we're talking about ninjas. I'll say after this, I think it's still probably gonna get like a 9 in my book, low key.
Yeah, I think a lot of it does stem from like fans kind of like you said, it's not exactly overhyping it. I think it deserves like a lot of praise, but when it's like there's so much more in this show, we don't need to like stick here forever, because I actually did really enjoy like the written portion of that, because it's it's not actually there for too long as well, and like I didn't know what was gonna happen as well, and I thought it was cool seeing everyone's like abilities not in a like battle centric way, but more strategic and stuff like that. But yeah, the Forest of Death is probably like the weakest part for me a bit. Like it has great moments like Orochimaru showing up and Sasuke like activating his Sharingan to develop even more. And but that I remember like vividly is the last part when they're trying to like run to the tower and they're just stuck in the Genjutsu. And they'd keep going like back and forth, and it was just like it was so long and tedious. I just really did not like that. So when it came to the one-on-one fights as well, so Rock Lee versus Gaara, great. Naruto versus Kiba, it's okay. Mid, I guess. Yeah.
A nasty Loki.
Sakura versus Ino, that's
Right. We can say it. It was trash.
Yeah.
What a terrible fight. Sasuke versus what's his name? What was bro's name? It was basically Kabuto, but it was like he was pretending to be, I think.
Yeah,
that was kind of a mid fight too.
Yeah, Shikamaru's fight. I actually like Shikamaru's fight a lot.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad one. Neji Hinata, that's kind of a bloodbath.
Yeah, I really like that fight though. It's really good.
Yeah, I think. Well, there were definitely some terrible one-on-one fights. Like Sakura Ino. Anything with Sakura was a terrible fight. Anything with Sakura or Tenten. Did they even? I think they might have even skipped it to the Tenten Tamari fight.
Yeah, well, actually, in the manga, it's literally just one page of her just knocked out. Like they don't even show it. But in the anime, they added like a little filler of them fighting and stuff. But yeah,
I didn't even know that. That's not even a fight. Then that's not even a battle. That's terrible. We're not gonna talk about Rock Lee Gar. I'm talking about the anime Naruto community. We've probably heard more Gar versus Rock Lee praise than we ever need to hear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a great fight, but like we just don't need to talk about it. Yeah. We know everything about it. Naruto Neji, like I like that fight too, because it had I feel like that was also Naruto Taijutsu Jutsu Part 2 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really in his bag with that.
Yeah. It's also like a lot of, that's where like the whole like destiny situation comes into play, and a lot of people like misinterpret that. That's a whole nother discussion, but like that is a very like big moment in the series.
Kind of retroactively acted like after Naruto beat Neji, everyone was hyping him up, but like you are kind of seeing Naruto like, damn, Naruto's kind of becoming nice at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of being that guy. Yeah. So the Naruto Neji fight was a big deal. Yeah. Well, Sasuke versus Gar was actually a really good fight, and they got interrupted, which is unfortunate, but
yeah. With the Chidori for the first time.
Me and my friends were making a joke about that too, where it's like Guy was like, Chidori used to cut lightning. He called lightning blade Chidori 1,000 birds. And you can hear like the actual birds. Like you can't really hear it like that ever again. But like for that one time, that was just
Tamari versus Shikamaru.
That's a little good fight for the shipping, I guess.
Cool. For the shipping.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like that's the only like Naruto couple that was like, yeah, it makes sense.
No, yeah.
Was it a good fight though? I feel like it was decent.
I think it was good, yeah, because he used the opening from like Naruto's hole in the ground. He took into consideration the environment and stuff. Very good.
Yeah. That's the thing with Shikamaru's fights, especially this is an early Naruto thing, but Shikamaru does this. I feel like the whole series, Shikamaru fights like how like people loved about Part 1 early Naruto, where it's like he's really being resourceful.
Yeah.
Like, Rock Lee, I feel like this is the arc that really made people love Rock Lee because they love Rock Lee. Rock Lee is a beloved character for this arc, pretty much this arc exclusively. He does some other stuff later on, but it's just pretty much this arc.
Yeah.
Overall, like, for me, I give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like it was really, really good. I'll talk about this like just a little bit quickly. Like Orochimaru, bro, when we talk about crazy villains, I know that Itachi and Madara and Pain kind of overshadow him, but when Orochimaru stepped on the scene, that guy was scary, bro. Like, they really did a great job of hyping him up. Like,
he's literally the essence of like just creepy, like insane. Do you remember like there's a scene where like he just stares at like Sasuke and Sakura, and like they get a flash forward of their deaths, and then they're like just frozen still.
It's like, it's crazy. Like, I think Sasuke has to stab himself to move. He's like, oh, this guy's like, they throwing up. I'm like, I'm thinking like, what the hell is this guy? Because we knew he's a crazy guy, but like, when you looking at a guy and he's just making you throw up, like, what are we doing? He's on another tier than anything we've ever seen. Like, he's going crazy. And then like Naruto comes and saves the day. Naruto's like, because we didn't touch upon it obviously because it was a small scene, but in the Land of Waves, Sasuke saves Naruto and he's like, "You're not hurt, are you? Scaredy cat."
Oh yeah.
And Naruto says the same thing. I was like, "That's hard." And Naruto's teeing up low key. He's like really in his bag, and I'm like, yeah. And obviously we kind of already realized that like we don't know Kurama or whatever at the time, but we know Kurama, like the Nine-Tailed Fox is some crazy thing, and even Orochimaru's like, damn, you could become troublesome to me in the future. Let me just like seal this away and get rid of you.
Yeah.
And Sasuke finally builds up the courage to tee up, and he's like, I think he said something along the lines of like, if I can't beat you, how am I gonna beat my brother?
Yeah.
And like it's just like he tees up, he's like this crazy fire style, and like this goes on to Orochimaru being creepy because the guy's face melts, and it's crazy scene. Orochimaru, top tier villain in part 1, honestly. Yeah, like there are still kind of low moments in like the Forest of Death and stuff like that, so I can't give it like a perfect 10 out of 10. I give it like a 9.
I think like when it comes to the fights, they go all out. I think the fights are like the best thing like about it, even if like it can be a bit slow paced at times. But yeah, I'm like on the same wavelength as you. I think it's definitely like a 9 for me, I'd say.
Yes, sir. We both in agreement so far. I love to see it. Next, we can do the Konoha Crush. It's definitely a small arc. So like, obviously, we know what happens. Third Hokage. I don't know. You might not know this, but I'm team hate Third Hokage. You know what I'm saying? I had to like. I make sure every day I wake up early so I can have extra time to hate on Hiruzen. We don't like him around here, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I fully understand that. Don't worry.
But like at the time, like when I'm first watching Naruto, bro, that Third Hokage death scene it kind of hit me. I was like, damn. I was like, I don't know, cause it was just like he was so happy and like Orochimaru was wilding, and then we had the funeral scene where like all the Konoha are just there and they're sad. Naruto's there. I think Sasuke's there too. It's just so sad.
Yeah, little Konohamaru crying as well. It's like, damn.
We just talked about how crazy Orochimaru is as a villain. I mean, this kind of cements it. Like the Hokage is supposed to be like the number 1 ninja in the world, right? And Orochimaru kind of just drops the guy off. Like, I mean, it was a good fight. We talk about pure evil. This man takes Hiruzen's mentors and basically brings them out, like summons them so that Hiruzen not only has to fight those guys, but it's a whole mental amp thing or mental like it's just crazy.
It is like it's a hype fight, but it's also like really like emotional and sad. Cause like the third Hokage, like there's some few scenes where he's like crying in the middle of the fight. Because like he just doesn't want to do this. There's such a great moment. I don't know if you remember it, but like I think Orochimaru, like he tears off his face and it's like a female face underneath. And like it's animated so creepily, like the way he's laughing, and the third Hokage is just like, what the hell are you? And he's just like laughing. It's so creepy.
The thing is, why they're doing the Orochimaru and Third Hokage fight, Naruto and Sasuke were fighting Gaara. I think that was probably one of the best fights in Naruto as well.
There is also, we get to see like Gaara's more like, I guess like blood hungry sides as well come out, and then we get to see like his backstory as well. And like, bro, no cap, when I was like a little kid and I like watched that Gaara back scene, like I cried when I was little. I was like, what the hell? Why am I feeling these emotions? Like this was the first time, like the first anime that I was like, damn, like
you sad,
yeah, I feel bad for this man. Damn.
I think it was worse than Naruto's when you think about like the people were mean to Naruto and stuff. Don't get me wrong, but like Gaara's joint hurt because like people were mean to him still. His like uncle, like someone tries to kill Gaara, and like Gaara, like obviously Shukaku saves him, and he's like, he takes all the mask and he's like, wait, what? And the guy's like, yeah, your dad made me do it, but like if he had, if I didn't want to do it, I didn't have to. I did it because I hate you. Like, I've always hated you.
That I'm like, scene, oh my god, it hits my heart when he's like, nah, I could have denied it, but I've always hated you.
Yeah, it's like, bro. And then like he has like the bombs and stuff like
Yeah.
on his body, and obviously Gar's like he's not gonna get hurt by that because of Chicago, but it's just like damn, like
Yeah.
that to me that little part really that's that's the part that made Gar like to me that's what separated Gar from Naruto. Because imagine if like when Naruto got saved by Iruka was like yeah I hate you like that, you know what I'm saying, like if that had happened, I think that's what separates Naruto and Gar, at least in their childhood. So that was a crazy backstory. Naruto, I think this is like another one of Naruto's just stepping up, like Naruto just teeing up for real, because like he has the legend. Yeah, it's almost like a trademark Naruto scene where he kind of like kicks the enemy.
Yeah.
As his entrance, that was tough. Naruto, like he's like, because in that fight, like Naruto's very serious, right? Because he's early on, it's not serious because he's like, I think he hits him with the 1,000 years of death. Is like goofy as hell. That was a cool strategy. He got to hit him. He tries to summon Gamabunta because he had learned how to summon the summon jutsu, but he summons like I think it's Gamakichi, right?
Yeah.
Or, like it's like bro, it's just very goofy. It's like this idiot. Like this, we're fighting probably like this is a Kage level threat right now. This is a tailed beast. We don't know the time, but this is a big deal. You are wilding out. Like what are you doing, kid? Bars like yeah, like the difference between me and you is like your friends and stuff. I think Sakura's in trouble. And he's like he summons like 2,000 clones, and then this is obviously we're getting into the next arc, but this is kind of when Sasuke's like, "What are you?" And he's like,
No, yeah,
hell?
this
Like,
is when
not do this.
Sasuke's like jealousy is like slowly like starting to
Exactly,
become
yeah.
more apparent.
And he does that, and then that's when they really just beat the hell out of Gar. It's like the Naruto 2K Uzumaki Barrage is like yeah, we're in our bag, and then Gar's like tease up and Shukaku comes out, and then again Naruto gets that whole friendship amp. He's like yeah, let me like I gotta protect like my friends, and he summons Gamabunta, and it's like tough, and then Sasuke again is like this is Sasuke's looking at it, he's like this is a battle tiers above me, like I don't even know what's going on. But Naruto's just doing what he's doing, bro. Like that was just so tough.
Then they do like the
That was
Nine Tails transformation as well.
Yeah, that's just the top tier. I think the thing is this arc is kind of crazy because it's really just two fights. Like it's really just two fights and like some filler, not filler, but like exchanges. But it's really the whole thing. This arc is really just these two fights.
Yeah, they're just two long kind of fights.
Exactly. I feel like I remember in the anime like Hiruzen tried to do the little Rebirdesu on Orochimaru, right? And then Orochimaru had the little sword that he had to stab Hiruzen. That scene was like 40 episodes.
No, yeah, I was gonna say this is like the most like negative aspect of the entire arc.
Yeah,
this just goes on forever.
That was terrible, bro. Like I remember like we would go to that scene, right? Then we would do some stuff. The Naruto Gar fight thing was decently paced because every time we went to it, it was a new thing, right? They would do some stuff with the Naruto Gar stuff. Then back to that Hiruzen scene, it would just show the sword going into Hiruzen a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Him pulling out Orochimaru's sword a little bit more, and it just they would do that for like I said that happened like 10 times, and it's like, bro, we have to move on forward. Like, what are we doing? The pacing for that stuff was definitely terrible. I don't know what I give Konoha Crush. I don't know if it's a 9. I'm thinking like 8 though, low key.
I think I'm gonna go for a 9, honestly.
You want to put a 9?
Because
Okay.
I think the pacing is just the main issue I have. You know, it's just so short that's the like entire thing. If it was like longer, then,
Yeah,
like,
I think that's what I
obviously-
think too.
Yeah.
It's short, and then like it's really an arc between these two fights, and then like the fact that one of the fights has like to me has like a big pacing issue. I gotta kind of dock it for that, just because it's so small. So 8. I'm gonna just keep it at the 8, but you got it at the 9. I respect that. So next we got the what's it called, the Tsunade Retrieval arc.
Yeah.
Which, if we're gonna be honest, I think it's weaker of an arc, honestly. Just remembering it, like there's the whole 3 sanin deadlock, which is kind of cool. Just remembering the moments. Obviously the Rasengan training, I kind of like that. That was cool. I think it was a really creative way for him to learn the Rasengan. Him using the Rasengan the first time, that was tough, hitting Kabuto. But like to me, it's still like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really. It doesn't really do much to me, that arc.
I don't know, because like I feel like I have a different opinion on this compared to everyone else. Like I really like love this arc. I feel like it's probably the most different arc out of like everything Naruto related. It's really just a training arc kinda, but like it's not boring because we have Orochimaru, we have Tsunade's decision and stuff like that all going on in the background. And I feel like Kishimoto does a good job when it comes to like Naruto. He makes sure he doesn't focus on like training for an entire arc. Like he does that for the like the Hidan and Kakasu's stuff as well when Naruto's doing the Rasen Shuriken in Shippuden.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Like I feel like my score's gonna be very high on it, probably compared to yours.
I feel like I hope no one in the comments is arguing like, oh, we gave this a 7 instead of 8 or 8 instead of a 9 or 9 instead. You know what I'm saying? Like one different, but I can see the argument. Like it is definitely one of the few train arcs we get in Naruto. We don't really get arcs where they train.
Yeah.
At least, especially in part 1. So I'm not mad at that. But I am curious to know what your score on it is.
I'm trying to think of everything I really liked. A lot of people just don't like Tsunade in general because they find it weird that she's, you know, she's a medical ninja as well, but she's afraid of blood. But I always thought, I always really like loved that. I thought it was like something completely different, like not something I expected and stuff like that. And like, I loved the fight later when like she makes her decision to like kill Orochimaru and she's fighting Kabuto. And she's like, she's going full on ham, but then like she gets cut and then she starts to like break down and stuff like that. And like Kabuto is nasty. He's literally like kicking her on the floor and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's wilding.
Yeah.
Because like the whole point of that to me was that she was washed. Like that was kind of the whole idea. Like she was definitely like gambling, losing money. It had been a long time since she had fought, right? Whereas Jiraiya, you know, Jiraiya was doing like work on the Akatsuki. I'm saying Jiraiya was always kind of around his top level of game. And then Orochimaru is really like he's been planning, plotting, always working on jutsu. He's not like washed. He's not like decreased in level and stuff. But Tsunade, like she definitely is. She's trained the least out of the 3 Sanin. But the whole 3-way deadlock stuff is cool. I've always been indifferent about Tsunade. Like she's cool. I know people dislike her a lot. I don't. She's just like she's cool. Like she's strong. Like I don't really like. I kind of have a so-so opinion on her, honestly.
Yeah.
I have heard a lot of people like that's why they don't like this arc a lot because it is basically an arc about her.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not Chunin Exams. So I know it's below a 9 for me, but I think I'm just maybe between the 2.
For me, I think it's probably I think a 9. I actually really love this arc, like a whole
really
time.
a 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's very like I know I'm probably in the minority with this one because I know a lot of people don't like this arc compared to everything else that goes on, but it feels very different compared to the like standard like Naruto formula of what's going on and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. But me personally, I'm gonna give it like a 7 because I feel like. Again, I think it's just because I don't really have a great like I don't really care too much about Tsunade. She's kind of a like a character who's like to me. I do mess with the Jiraiya stuff. Jiraiya's cool. Orochimaru still at this point. Orochimaru, I want to say he's still like a top tier scary villain, but like I'm trying to think. Was there any Itachi stuff between that? When did?
Oh yeah,
no. Yeah, bro. What the?
Oh
we just forgot.
What the hell?
So wait, where are we fitting that in? Because that's gotta go in somewhere. So you want to fit that here, or you want to fit that in the the Konoha Crush? Because it's gotta be one of the 2.
I mean, I'd say it'll be this arc. I'd say.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, that changes the ranking. All right. We have to. Okay. All right. So. Okay. So that's on us. All right. We gave our kind of reasoning for everything Tsunade related, but let's just talk about the Itachi stuff and then give a ranking again. So. We don't know it at the time, obviously, but Itachi really went back to Konoha to basically tell Danzo like, you mess with Sasuke, I'm gonna still drop off
so
you in the
cold. That's so fucking cold.
That's what I'm saying. It's cold. We don't know at the time though. We really don't know.
Yeah.
So like Itachi and Kisame, this is when we first get introduced to the Akatsuki. Like, oh my, like they're just this group of people that are basically hunting the tail beast. They're hunting Naruto. Like that's not what we know at the time. We kind of just know that Itachi's here. We've heard so much about Itachi. Like Sasuke's like, yeah, there's a guy I want to kill. Every time Sasuke's kind of wavering in his intent, or he's like about to fold, he's like, nah, I need to tee up because if I can't tee up now, how am I gonna kill my brother? Yeah. And we see his brother, and like we expect this guy to be cold because we know Sasuke's cold. We know, Sasuke and Uchiha are known to be this cold clan. They're extinct, but they know they're cold, right? And Itachi don't disappoint. He pull up and like, does he not murk like 4 of the top Jonin in the village? Like he makes Kakashi go like MIA, so much so that they have to call the best medical ninja of all time, or not of all time, probably in the world right now, just to save him, right? Yeah. He does that to him. He drops off Izuma. Does he drop off Izuma? He drops off Izuma and what's her name? Kurenai. Like
the Genjutsu.
He really just pulls up and he's like, yeah, Kurenai will always get slandered for trying to put uchiha on the Genjutsu. Like that's just, like, what were you doing? Like you gotta try something else. Like a ninja tool or something. That was definitely like, yeah. Oh, that's annoying. But like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know how we forgot that. That's on us. But like, Itachi, he comes in, he shows that one. He shows a couple things. He shows the Uchiha are tough, right? We knew that, but they were really tough. When Sasuke says like, I really like this Itachi guy is strong. We see it. Like he's like, oh my gosh, this guy's insane. And like the Akatsuki are no joke. Like just those two, they really just run amok in the village. Like no one can kind of check them.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy. But you know, my boy Jiraiya pulls up. Jiraiya actually does like step up and really not tease up on them, but he definitely like people take this saying and kind of use it and run with it. But like Itachi is like, bro, we shouldn't fight this Jiraiya guy. He could probably tee up on both of us.
Yeah.
That's false. We know it's false. But like just the fact that like Itachi's like, yeah, this Sanin guy is kind of crazy. Like let's relax. That gives us some dry hype. And this is also where I think this is the second thing where Sasuke's like, bro, what? Because you think about when you think about like what's it called? We saw that Naruto was getting stronger, right? Naruto was kind of surpassing Sasuke in that amount, right? Where Naruto has this whole friendship. You know, we saw in the last arc, the Konoha Crush, right? Sasuke, like Naruto's teeing up because of like, you know, Naruto's just becoming almost, you say, better than Sasuke, right?
Yeah.
And then you see the guy that Sasuke's trying to fight and beat. You know, then you see Orochimaru, who's someone who's left the village. We saw he come and he tees up on, you know, on everyone, right? He tees up on the third Hokage, kills him, right? Then the person that Sasuke's trying to go after and kill, he tees up on all the best people in the village. So Sasuke's like, bro, like all the people in the village are not that nice. Like you can't beat my brother. I'm trying to beat him. Like y'all, no one here can beat him. And then Orochimaru, who left the village, just teed up on the third Hokage. Like maybe this Konoha place is just not that nice. Maybe I should step off. Like, I feel that's when it kind of gets the seeds of doubt. I feel like that's when it starts.
No, yeah, and it's more like annoying for Sasuke as well, because when he goes to his brother, Itachi's like, go away, I'm not interested in you.
Exactly.
And he's interested in Naruto as well, so that also like just adds more like fuel to the flames.
That was, he's like, bro, like I'm here for this guy. He's more interesting to me. Like he like Sasuke's like all this time I'm coming here to kill you. Like he has the Chidori, he's pulling on his shirt for no reason. He's just mad. He comes in like Itachi catches the Chidori and breaks my brother's arm, and it's like it's sad. Like Sasuke looks like, and the thing is like I think we see it not for the first time, but we see again Sasuke what's it called, the Uchiha massacre.
Yeah, this is the first time we see like the backstory to it.
Yeah, Sasuke's like all this time like nothing has changed. Like I still am as weak compared to him as I was before. And Itachi, you know, he has the classic, you know, you can't beat me, you don't have enough hate, and you know something, you never will. It's just like Itachi really, and he puts him on get Tsukuyomi again. I'm like, this thing is wild. Like he's going out of control. Like it's just a wild moment right now. So he does that. Yeah, Sasuke's mentally and physically just broken. I'm trying to think what else happens. That's good. Naruto does what Naruto kind of steps up a little bit. Naruto was trying to use the Kurama chakra, but Kisame kind of stopped him. And he was like, let me just cut off a couple of his legs, keep him alive though. It's like,
Kisame's nasty. He's like, maybe I should just chop off his like arms and legs, you know, just make this more easier.
This guy's insane. But yeah, Itachi's cause I remember I had a friend that watched Naruto for the first time. I think it was like last year. And like he was like, whoa, this Itachi. I was like, yeah. I was like, where are you at? He's like, yeah, third Hokage just died. I was like, oh, so you're gonna see Itachi next? Okay, like okay, you're about to see a real guy. Like he's about to be teeing up. But yeah, Koski, that was amazing. Oh, we see Guy. Was Guy in this? I feel like Guy was in this somehow.
He like on the first time they like come to the village, he like interrupts the fight, but then they go.
Okay.
And then he doesn't make it in time for the second one.
Okay. Yeah. So that happens with the Itachi stuff, and then this is when Sasuke's almost. This is is when Sasuke fight Naruto. Is that this arc, or we want to put that as the?
No, that'll be the next arc.
Okay. So, but that's we talking about. This is Itachi's like premiere. He kind of just tees up like we're.
I feel more confident on my ranking now of it being a 9.
Yeah,
because I was going to an 8, but then I was like, okay, I remember that now. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not Itachi alone. Okay, I gotta take it up. I'll go. What did I put as an 8? I think I put the Konoha.
I think you put it as a 7. I think.
Konoha or this arc?
Oh, this Tsunade arc.
Okay, yeah, the Itachi stuff. I forgot about that. So this is. I think it's confidently 8 now.
Okay,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely there. But beautiful arc. Next, we have and obviously Tsunade gives Naruto that little basically Hashi. That was a thing too, because Tsunade was doing a lot of death, and every time she gave like that little, the first Hokage's like necklace, the guy died.
Yeah.
Like her brother died, and then her boyfriend. I was like, damn, niggas just dying around her. But she gets into Naruto. I think she kind of believes the curse is broken, because Naruto is a lot like those two.
Yeah.
It ended up that necklace ended up not really doing anything. If we're gonna, I mean, a little bit, but I feel like it could have done more. But whatever, that's not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Shippuden with like the pain fight, but he just breaks it. So
he just breaks it. I'm like, well, I know it's not, but to me that was just like, what the hell? Like, he didn't do anything. That's why I'm saying like it did something, but like, oh, that was just dumb. But shout out Itachi. Yeah, that's definitely 8. I think you could even say a 9, and I wouldn't be that. Before I was like a 9, but nah, yeah, nah, I'm all there. Okay, then the Sasuke Retrieval arc. Oh, okay. So we're talking about a top tier. Honestly, like it's funny because when people talk about Naruto, they don't talk about this arc that much. But we can start off with like Sasuke. Like, okay, so it kind of starts off with Sasuke. Like his self doubt is going to the brim, right? Because he's like. In the hospital because Tsunade like saved him or whatever, and he just like what's it called? He basically like fights, like he tees up on Naruto. He's like, they're talking trash. His house is like, yo, fight me, and then it breaks down to a fight, and we see Sasuke still doesn't really respect Naruto, but it's a weird thing because he's like, I'm not putting my headband on because I don't respect you, but I see you're becoming stronger, probably stronger than me, and he's just kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's a weird thing there. But they duke it out, and Kakashi saves it in time and catches them and stops the wrestling on Chidori from killing Sakura because her dumbass is running away. I don't know what she was thinking. That was terrible. Extremely terrible.
But then we have the like the water tanks as well. That like iconic shit. I love that so much.
That was beautiful because it was like it really told Sasuke like, yeah, you already died just now. Like, you know that, right? Like he's like, at first you see from the front, he's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I would have teed that nigga up. And
yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm the shit. Yeah. Oh fuck, man.
Yeah, he's like, damn, and you see like it's crazy. He's like mad. I think Jiraiya and Kakashi are talking, and Kakashi's like, Jiraiya's like, bro, like you taught him Chidori. What are you doing? And Jiraiya's like, or Kakashi's like, you taught him the Rasengan. They're just like, I think they talk about it. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because Kakashi's like, yeah, the Chidori is not a technique used for killing your friends. Even though, I mean, Kakashi, you killed your friends. But we're not gonna talk about you. You're supposed to act him. But still, that was kind of funny. In hindsight, the Sound 4. Yeah. And like, at first, it looks like he's teeing up on them, and then they tee up on him, and this I think this is the final straw because they're like, look at what Orochimaru gave us, this power. Like we're way stronger than you. Yeah. Like Kakashi like, yeah, all right, F this. I'm going. Like I'll go with y'all. Yeah. And that starts like they have to make this team of like. Basically the Sasuke Retrieval team. So Tsunade is like, okay, I'm dealing with a bunch of kids, a bunch of genin. Let me make the best team possible. So we gonna take Naruto. Did they have like little roles? I think it was like little cute roles, like where they did stuff. And it was kind of cool, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Like they had like a way they would walk. Like, it was a formation, which was really cool. It was like, all right, Naruto, you're the clone guy. I think Naruto was in like the middle or something. Like, it was cool. It was really cool. Like we're talking about strategic stuff. This was probably one of the most strategic things. Like we got all the best characters, right? So Naruto's there. Neji's there, Rock Lee's there. Kiba's not one of the best characters, but he's there. Yeah. All like obviously Rock Lee's not there because he's MIA. Yeah. And I think this was when Tsunade was like, yeah, you'll never be a ninja again, which was like all this cap.
The timing does not make sense as well. Like we'll get to that later on, but like when he's healed, he like comes to them like in a matter of hours when he should be resting. Yeah. But yeah. Exactly. Like it's just. Yeah, I feel like it's like needless cap where Tsunade's like, you'll never be a ninja again, and then like the next day he's fighting like Kimamaru. Yeah. It's like, what the hell? But all the fights were really good, I think. Like Shikamaru fights. I don't know most of the Sound Ninjas' names because they're kind of irrelevant to me. Yeah. Fights like the Sound Girl, that was a good fight. Kiba fights the twin guy, that was cool. Neji fights the spider guy. Like all the fights are really cool. But it really doesn't like that's like they're all good fights, and it's like they're kind of getting pressed out a little bit. And then I think one of the more iconic but yet forgotten scenes in like Naruto, where like Shikamaru gets saved by Tamari, Kiba gets saved by Ankuro, Rock Lee gets saved by Gar, and then it's like, who are you? He's like, Tamari's like, yeah, we're allies of the leaf, and then Naruto's like, we're shinobi, and Gar's like, of the sand. Like, that was tough. That was so crazy. I'm like, like this is tough. It was very tough. But like that was just tough. And then like, what's it called?
Tamari and Akuro just like wipe out their opponents in one attack. I'm like, oh, these guys are kind of tough. Like I forgot how tough they got kind of are. That's another shipping moment for Shikamaru and Tamari, of course. You love to see it. And like we forgot to mention, but like they were a group, a unit, and then as they ran to like the sound forward, one person kind of like distracted the opponent so that the rest of them can go, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah, even though it can be a bit like it's a repeated formula type of thing, like I think the fights were like interesting enough, you know.
Yeah, they were very. The thing is, the opponents also were very like their abilities were so unique. I think everyone teed up, so like Neji almost died, right? Neji, like his Byakugan was getting pressed out. Like we saw the weaknesses of it for the first time.
Yeah, he got a hole in his chest and everything. He got
it was honestly hindsight. He probably should have died there. That would have been a more I think impactful death.
And Choji as well.
Yeah,
but, you know.
I was gonna say Choji. Yeah, I don't know like Choji. Like one of my friends do, but Choji. This is probably Choji's coolest moment in my opinion. Like he eats the little pills and he's like skinny buff. I'm like, what the hell? Like Neji, what is going on? He's teeing up. I think he wins his fight like comfortably. So he tees up, but I think the rest of them get saved by like the sand ninja. Naruto's chasing after, and then he gets stopped by Kimamaru. And Kimamaru's like honestly, Kimamaru is probably one of the like crazier villain people that we don't get to see a lot of him. But he's really just playing around with Naruto, he's being amped by Kurama a little bit, right? And Naruto's like, bro, it's just wasting my time. And then our boy Rock Lee's back. You know what I'm saying? I messed with that. It was good vibes. Like he was there. We can get on how it doesn't make a lot of sense how he just kind of like not only healed up, or we know he wasn't 100% healthy, but he was like comfortably healthy and he got there in time, and that was kind of wild.
Yeah, and smacking his legs around that were like broken, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, against like hardened bone. Like we're not gonna talk about that. We don't have to. Like it's Naruto. I'll just say Tsunade's a goat at healing. We'll just leave that alone. But that was like, yeah, Naruto kind of he couldn't do anything with Kimamaru. It was kind of nasty when you think about it. Like it was. Yeah, Kimamaru was kind of a goat. Rock Lee was doing nothing on him too. Like, Rock Lee was like, just like, damn, I can't do nothing. I don't really know. He didn't use the gates, which was like interesting.
He did use his medicine. He did a drunken fist.
The elixir. I love it. But that was cool. Seeing Drunken Fist Lee was tough. Like I think obviously that's inspiration from Bruce Lee. Like you love to see it. That was just a beautiful, like, it was just tough. Great homage. It was just good. Guard comes in, and it was a cool thing because, you know, Guard kind of teed up on Rock Lee, but now they're fighting together, and it's like, damn. And then they're still getting teed up. Like, Kimamaru is still whooping them. So the fact that Kimamaru is just a crazy guy. Like, he would have won that fight off pretty easily.
Gaara is such a savage in that fight as well. Like, there's a scene where he's, like, burying, like, Kimimaro under the ground, and he's like, I'm gonna bury you so low under the ground where you can't move a single inch. Yeah, like, oh my god, tough. Man, relax, damn.
Yeah, we like, don't forget, Gar was a murderer back in his day. Like we might forget now, but Gar can still be a little demon every now. Like that was tough. But like all these fights, all this stuff, it was for one. We were looking forward to one fight. Like everyone knew it. Just like in Shippuden, we knew the fight what it was. In part one, we knew what it was. Sasuke early on, I think it was like Chunin Exams. He was like, yeah. So I want to fight you. I really want to fight you. And Naruto was happy about that because he was like, my rival's acknowledging me, right? And they had a little fight early on the hospital. They got interrupted by Kakashi, you know what I'm saying? This time, it ain't no interruption. So I think this is the best fight in Naruto, like part one, in my opinion.
No, yeah, hands down.
I just don't know a fight that can surpass. People even say this is the best fight in Naruto, like both. I disagree with that, but like that's the kind of thing we're talking about. Besides like summoning jutsu from Naruto brings on all the stops, like everything in the kitchen sink is thrown at Sasuke. We have the Rasengan Chidori clash. We have that. If they're going at it, we get they're going at it. Sasuke stabs Naruto, and it's like, damn. And then Naruto's in like his little cage, and Kurama's like, oh, you're lucky. I'm gonna help you out this time. And Naruto tees up, and he like punches the hell out of Sasuke. It's just crazy. Like, it's just a crazy moment. Like
that fight as well was like when it like switched to like, you know, the cleaner, smoother animation, like. That's forever like one of the like best episodes of Naruto for me. Like that episode like inspired me to like pursue like animation and art for like a living and stuff like that. Like it's so I never get bored of it. Like I can just rewatch it like all the time. I love it. It's
exactly. So it's just so amazing. It was funny because like they're going on like this power up trip where it's like Sasuke has like Sasuke's like, oh, I might use the Sharingan. Then he used the Sharingan against Naruto. Then like he stabs Naruto. Naruto gets the Nine Tails like Zero Cloak or whatever, right? Then Sasuke is like, he's talking with Naruto. He's getting beat up a little bit, and Sasuke like he has this. We get even more stuff about the Itachi Uchiha massacre. I mean,
yeah. And
we see, I think that's the first time we see the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Sasuke is like, I can't go. He's like Like, what do you know about the bonds? You know what I'm saying? Like, you had no one. I'm feeling this pain because I had people and I lost them, which is like, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Naruto can't really argue that. And he's like, yeah, I can't go back to like to the past life. Like, I can't. Now, if you watch any like Naruto analysis videos, like, it's beautiful. And like, the whole thing about we talked about earlier, Sasuke not acknowledging Naruto as a person, like as a ninja, not wearing his headband. But Sasuke's like, yeah, he awakens the matured Sharingan. He ties his headband. He's like, all right, now it's time to go. Right? I don't know what else I can say about that fight. Just the best fight in Naruto, part 1 at least.
It's a very like hyped up fight, and like even though like there's so much excitement, like I've always said this to people that like it is like probably the most like somber fight in Naruto. Because obviously, like, Naruto doesn't fully understand why Sasuke wants to leave, and I feel like a lot of us could agree that like Sasuke was like, I understand like what he was doing type of thing, but Naruto was like, he was like, no, I just want to bring you back, you know, I don't really care about the reasoning.
And honestly, Sasuke was a little in the right, because Sasuke was like, yeah, Sasuke was always talking about like, oh, like Naruto, like they said that because he said, oh, look, we're fighting Hashirama and Madara. They said when you're at a certain level as a ninja, you can fight and understand each other without speaking. Like, can you understand me? And Naruto was like, not listening. Naruto was like, I'm gonna bring you back to the village. He's trying to guilt trip Sasuke. He's like, no, why you want to go to Orochimaru? Like, he killed the third Hokage. But Sasuke's like, bro, like, so, you know what I'm saying? He's like, he's gonna take over your body. And Sasuke's like, if I can kill Itachi, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
he's like, why are you getting involved? Like, it's not your problem, type of thing.
Exactly. I'm not playing ninja anymore. Like, this is some serious. Like, Sasuke had just seen, he had seen Itachi, how the big gap. He's like, if I do this forever, I'm not gonna get stronger. Sasuke was juggling between the solo heartless act and then being a Konoha ninja, and he saw how strong Naruto became when Naruto was just trying to be the ninja. You know what I'm saying? There was one decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he saw how strong Orochimaru was with the other decision. He's like, yeah, if I keep juggling around which decision I want, I'm not gonna get anywhere. Like, I need to just pick one, and he just decided that one was a better pick. And just beautiful fight. Like,
and like
so like
the final like Rasengan and like Chidori clash as well, and also how like, you know, when Sasuke was like, you won't be able to put a scratch on my forehead, but then in that final like action, like Naruto could have like did some serious damage to Sasuke, but instead he wanted to like prove his words wrong and scratch his headband and stuff. Yeah.
And then like we saw obviously the Mangekyo Sharingan, but Sasuke was like, Itachi was like, yeah, by killing your best friend, you get the Mangekyo Sharingan. And Sasuke at the end, he could have killed him. He was like there looking, he was staring at Naruto, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get my power. I'm gonna get the power to kill you in my own way. Like, that's not what I. That was just beautiful. It's just a great scene. I don't know if my words are telling you enough, but for me, it's a 10 out of 10. Like, there's nothing wrong with his art, honestly.
Because then there's also like, even after like the main climax of this arc, we have then like Naruto meeting with Jiraiya, and then him like gonna go train for next year's, and then that leads to the end of part 1.
So you think Jiraiya must have known what's it called? That it was 2 years, that the Orochimaru body swap thing was 2 years, or what do you think?
Yeah, because I remember the conversation in the hospital, and then they'll like, even though you didn't succeed, you did like push Orochimaru's deadline back, type of thing.
Okay. Because for me, it's always interesting on like, we know like just interesting on what the decision for in lore series, like why their time skip is how long it is. Like if you watch One Piece, we know why it's 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So that was just something I remembered. But like, I mean, I feel like it'd just be like an 8 or 9 for Naruto overall. It was just amazing. Like, I always tell people who are like new anime fans, Naruto is a must watch. Like, it's one of those series you have to just watch it, bro. Like, it's just too much stuff. It's too iconic. It's too good. There's too much stuff going on to me.
No, yeah, because like even like you said, you gave this arc a 10. Like I'd give it a 10 as well. I'd say it's probably my favorite arc in all of Naruto, maybe. I made a video on this, how like this is the strongest section of like art from Kishimoto as well. So I think that kind of elevates the score for me even more as well.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Well, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? The Naruto arcs, I think it was like what, 5 or 6 of them we ranked them.
Yeah.
I guess let us know. I probably should have said this earlier and stuff, but let us know in the comments which y'all ranking for the arcs are and stuff. Like, just let us know like what you got as Chunin Exams and all the arcs and stuff.
Or feel free to tell us how wrong we are with our rankings.
Nah, we're all 100% right. There's no way. Yeah, if you think we're wrong, let us know why in the comments as well, obviously. And then like what your favorite arc is, because like I don't think we touched upon that, but I mean by ranking, well, ranking is not the same as your favorite, but I think the Sasuke Retrieval arc just has to be my favorite. I think
Yeah.
that might be a little bit of an easy answer, but I mean, yeah, it's just
We'll see when we get into Shippuden as well.
Yeah, but I mean, you got bro, you got any projects you want to drop, mikeyuubi? Like anything you want to like shout out? I know your videos take a long time, so you might even be in the process of another one.
No, yeah, just follow me on my YouTube at mikeyuubi. I upload like once a month or 2 months, but I promise I haven't abandoned my channel. Just takes a long time to work. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you be dropping them Naruto analysis videos, so like, well, not even just Naruto, but like analysis.
Yeah.
And them don't take a while. I gotta respect it. But yeah, man, check out his channel. Obviously, the link will be in the description for sure. It's just great talking about Naruto. Like anytime I can talk about Naruto, I'm always happy. So, check out my QB channel and just hit the like and subscribe on here. Obviously, like we're gonna talk more anime content and stuff, but like that's it. So we're out. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.